How well do you know everyone's favorite plumber? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 facts about Mario games. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be discussing 10 of the most interesting facts about the mustachioed hero and his amazing adventures in the Mushroom Kingdom. Let's jump right in, shall we? Number 10. Mario's a murderer? Mario has apparently killed many enemies during his adventures, but it's possible that he's inadvertently killed countless innocent people as well. According to the American instruction manual for the first Super Mario Bros. Game, the people of the Mushroom Kingdom have been transformed into blocks and plants by the Koopas, using black magic of all things. If this is true, players have been unknowingly murdering the very people they've been tasked to save when they smash the various blocks in the Mushroom Kingdom. And they've been doing this for the last 30-odd years. Grisly. Number 9. Super Mario Bros. 2 isn't Super Mario Bros. 2. Will the real Super Mario Bros. 2 please stand up? The second game in the Super Mario Bros. Series, released for the NES in America, is actually a reskin of a completely different game, Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic. The original game, that was called Super Mario Bros. 2, was released in Japan, was deemed way too difficult for the still fragile and developing home video game market in the States. The original Japanese version of the game saw release outside Japan in Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, while the American version was then released in Japan under the name Super Mario USA. Number 8. Casting decisions.
The only thing miraculous I know is that we're still eating while we're going broke.
The Super Mario Bros. Movie is extremely bizarre and often cited as an example of why video game movies rarely, if ever, work. However, it could have been even stranger, or at least the casting might have been. Tom Hanks was originally cast in the part of Mario himself, but was later dropped, due to, get this, not being a big enough star. Granted, at the time, he wasn't that well known, and if he had taken the part, who knows if he'd had survived long enough to become a star, given Bob Hoskins' numerous injuries on set. If that wasn't odd enough, Arnold Schwarzenegger turned down the part of King Koopa. Can you imagine that craziness?
Monkey!
Number 7. Mario breaks bricks with his fist. Wait, what? Mario breaks bricks with his head, right? Well, wrong. For many gamers, it's been an accepted fact that the Nintendo mascot breaks and hits bricks by jumping and smashing them with his abnormally durable noggin. But this is not actually the case. In actuality, Mario uses his fist to hit blocks that are above him. Upon close inspection, this can be seen in his jumping animation as he raises his arm above his head. This jumping posture is Mario's signature pose, yet many people can't seem to connect the dots. I guess they should use their own heads, huh? Yeah, I'm sorry. Number 6. Name changes. What's in a name? Mario has gone through several name changes since his inception. Creator Shigeru Miyamoto originally wanted the character to be named Mr. Video and planned to feature him in every one of his games, after being inspired by director Alfred Hitchcock's famous cameos in his own movies. This mustachioed hero was next referred to as Jumpman in Donkey Kong, after his famous leaping proficiency. The name Mario was actually inspired by a real-life person, Mario Segale, who was the landlord of Nintendo of America's office building in the early 1980s. The name stuck on both sides of the Pacific, and the rest is history. Number 5. Mario got his look from hardware limitations. Mario has a distinctive, memorable design that is famous the world over. However, his signature look was created more out of necessity than for stylistic appeal, since 8-bit graphics are pretty limiting in terms of adding details to your character. Mario's trademark mustache resulted from the difficulty in rendering a mouth. His choice of headwear was also created due to the creators finding it easier to do than hair. And those oh-so-stylish overalls? Shigeru Miyamoto and company included them to more easily show the movements of Mario's arms. So, mustache, hat, overalls, that's pretty much everything, right? Number 4. Inspired by Popeye.
Oh my gosh.
Mario wouldn't exist without Popeye. It's strange but true. Shigeru Miyamoto wanted to make a game about Popeye, the brutish Bluto, and the damsel Olive Oil, but could not acquire the rights to use those characters. Instead, Miyamoto created similar substitutes for the characters, in the form of Jumpman, aka Mario, Donkey Kong, and Pauline, the girl who is kidnapped by the barrel-tossing ape in the game. Nintendo would actually end up making a Popeye game a year later, and ended up using very similar gameplay mechanics to Donkey Kong. Who'd have thought? Number 3, Mario was almost a shooter. Mario's status as the quintessential platform series almost never happened, or at least it might have turned out way differently. The initial plans by the developers had Mario firing a gun with the A button in the Super Mario Bros. Game, instead of his famous jump, which was then to be allocated to up on the control pad. The mustachioed everyman would also have entered into side-scrolling shoot-'em-up stages in the clouds. Mario's gun eventually became the Fire Flower power-up, and while the clouds remained, the shoot-'em-up elements are notably absent. Although they did find their way into Mario's first Game Boy title, Super Mario Land. Number 2, Nintendo owns the rights to Mario's porn parodies. Rule 34 predates the internet, or at least the internet as we know it today. Around the release of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, some enterprising pornographers decided to capitalize on the hype surrounding the film by making a pair of pornos under the moniker Super Hornio Brothers. The films even, fittingly, starred porn legend Ron Jeremy as Mario. To prevent the distribution of these films, Nintendo purchased the rights to them and hid them away from sight. Their efforts were in vain, however, as it's currently circulating online. Gotta love the internet. Number 1, Mario is the most successful video game franchise ever. Here we go! Too obvious? Mario is the most recognizable video game character out there, and part of the reason for that has been his franchise's unparalleled success. Mario has been featured in a staggering number of games, nearly 200 and growing every year. Those games have sold over 500 million copies, making Mario a household name all over the world. Another secret to the success of Nintendo's main man is his genre diversity. Besides his usual platformers, Mario has appeared in party, racing, and RPG games, all of which have helped contribute to his lasting appeal. But probably most of all, Mario games are just plain fun, which is really what games are about, right? Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.